Roy's Air Force, we meet the Falcons undergoing flight and parachute training. Hot pheasant foxing, as the pheasant season gets underway, Paul's birds are in and he gets a lesson in thermal pest protection.
So you look through that end?
Yeah.
Shoot sharp, dress sharp, we have a full percussion shooting outfit to win. We have news, we have hunting YouTube. Welcome to Fieldsports Britain.
With falcons, there are sort of two main schools. You've got pursuit hawking and you've got game hawking. We use drones for this, and we've been using drones and kites for many years in this process, but it's a much easier process to get used to because a drone is a cinch to fly unless you're David. One of the things that we've been playing with this year that's been really impressive is a Rocrow, and it's basically a remote controlled plane, and what it has is an EDF, so it's got a ducted fan. So unlike all the propulsion methods we've had before, which has either been a petrol engine or it's been a propeller, it's a lot safer because obviously with a petrol engine you've got the fumes to consider with the birds following it, and with a propeller you've got to worry about the birds flying into it and hitting the propeller. With this, everything's encapsulated and enclosed, and it's got some superb speed and brilliant manoeuvrability. And I've only been flying it for a few weeks, and it's taken me back to being a kid again, because I've had to go back, get a simulator, play on the simulator for a little while. It's taken me a bit longer than I thought to get used to it, and then come out and start flying it. Once I got reasonably proficient, then we started some of the young falcons on it, but once you start, it is brilliant fun. And for training lots of young falcons, it is proving a brilliant little tool, because you can come out and train 4 or 5 on it in quite quick succession. So you can see it's a bit of a battered and bruised crow. You can see all the glue marks and whatever else. And that really is part of the beauty of the Rocrow system, in that you can repair it in the field, you can glue it up, so if you have an accident, there's not a lot that you can't really do to get it back and flying within a few minutes again. So it's a very fast reactive glue. But we've got a nice padded head here, and that's where we're just going to put the food reward. We'll put the wings on again in a second and just do the pre-flight checks before we fly. And then if you look down here, you've just got the EDF down there as our method of propulsion, and then a big set of wings. I will admit that this is my second set of wings, unfortunately. So in the learning to fly stage, I managed to damage it quite badly, and then I've got one particular falcon at the moment that is quite adept at coming in quite hard and smashing it. Oh, look at it come in! No! Oh! Oh! She reminds me a bit of Pebbles, or was it Bam Bam in the Flintstones? It is just come in and thwack it. So no, the main ones that we're flying at the Rocrow are a couple of Jers and a female Jersaker, and the Jers are just starting out. The Jersaker's coming on quite well, so hopefully within the next few days the Jers are going to be on it in a little bit of a better form as well. But the Jersaker's picking up. I think she's on day 7 at the moment. But it just, from traditional training methods, it's amazing watching how a young falcon comes on, and just learning some of the different techniques that can take them quite a lot longer when you're actually in a hawking scenario, to learn some of those different techniques. For me, it's quite enlightening, and just seeing how you can use new technology and how it can open up a completely different vista onto your falconry and revitalise it a little bit. A lot of people think it's gimmicky, a lot of people are not overly keen on it. But I think, it's part of modern day life. You have to adapt and change and try new things. So that's what we're doing here. And so far, I've been very impressed. And I think there's a lot further we can go with it. So the one we're going to do to the drone now is, we've called him James. Don't know why James, it was just, it just suited him when he was running around. He just seemed like a James. But we're just getting him going for a little bit of game hawking. So we're training him to the drone, and he's just at the stage now where he's going up to a very good height onto the chute. And then we'll be weaning him off, hopefully, onto game as soon as the season starts. So the falcon comes in, this line is attached down to the lure, and then when the falcon tugs it, we've got a little magnet there, it releases that, the chute comes out, and then envelops in the wind. Never. How can she be there already? Man, she's going for it now. Right, ready? Gonna hit it now. Boom.
You're proud daddy.
I don't know about proud daddy, but I'm definitely a proud Rocrow fly. It definitely takes some concentration to try and fly that and keep an eye on the falcon, but as I say, it is brilliant fun. And I mean, again, this is what I love about modern falconry and just seeing everything evolve. It allows us to continue to practice our sport, which is the oldest hunting sport that there is, whilst using modern day inventions, and it's that sort of parallel evolution that I really love, that it enables us to improve our birds and improve what we do. And it's one of those sports that you continually learn. It doesn't matter how many years you've been doing it, you're always learning and always hopefully improving. And that's it for me really. It's just another tool in the box that allows you to continue your improvement within the sport. And again, it's a new skill set and something fun. But yeah, I mean, if I can learn to do it and we can pull it off, then pretty much anybody else can.
Thank you to Roy and his high-performance peregrines. Now, a high-maintenance human, it's David, on the Fieldsports Channel News Stump.
This is Fieldsports Channel News. Chris Packham can't pass an animal rights bandwagon without jumping on it. That's the Countryside Alliance's response to the BBC presenter's latest statement supporting a ban on trail hunting on National Trust land. Packham has also just released a film on YouTube slamming bird shooting on the island of Malta. We released a film last year pointing out where he tells lies about hunting in Malta. Several national newspapers followed up our story about Scottish sporting rates. The Times newspaper led the coverage, quoting our figure of up to £1 per acre per year for Scottish sporting estates and pointing out that the Queen owns 70,000 acres at Balmoral. The assessments have gone out this week and bills will follow. One of Britain's top shoot owners will miss the start of the season because he's travelling the length of Britain on horseback. As the pheasant shooting season gets underway in the UK, 81-year-old Sir Humphrey Tyrrell Wakefield, who owns Chillingham Castle in Northumberland, is riding his horse, Barrack, from John O'Groats to Land's End. He began the 900-mile journey on the 14-and-a-half-year-old gelding last month. He camps in fields, and a retainer with a horse box turns up each night to cook him supper. Shooters and birdwatchers have come together to try to stop the slaughter of dozens of birds of prey in Lebanon. Calling themselves the Bird Guards, an international team of bird conservationists, together with local pro-regulation hunters and birdwatchers, are carrying out anti-poaching operations. They witnessed the shooting of more than 100 protected birds of prey, including marsh harriers and honey buzzards, and discovered 25 dead protected birds on Mount Lebanon near Beirut. Lebanon recently legalised regulated bird shooting as a way of cracking down on the estimated 2.6 million migrating birds killed illegally every year in the country. Prince William's favourite charity is promoting an anti-poaching operation In the Serengeti, the Singita Gremeti Reserve in Tanzania was set up by American billionaire and hunting lodge owner Paul Tudor Jones. A new film on YouTube by United for Wildlife shows the work it's doing to protect populations of rare African wildlife. And finally, a wild boar has spread havoc in a quiet residential area in southern Japan. The animal upended a man in a wheelchair, bit two pensioners and charged into a motorbike and a car, according to local police. It was eventually scared into a drain by a man wielding a golf club and eventually shot by police. You are now up to date with Fieldsports Channel News. Stuck in the stories, fishing for facts.
Thank you, David. Now, as you will have observed, the news stump is brought to you every week by Percussion Clothing, professionally modelled every week by David. Well, with the game season upon us, Percussion has offered one of you the chance to win a full shooting outfit, jacket, trousers and shirt. All you need to do is put Percussion into the comments below or under the link to this film on our Facebook page. Competition closes around about the middle of October 2017, and as usual we'll draw the winner live on air. For more about Percussion Clothing, go to percussioneurope.com. Now, a few weeks ago we joined Paul Childerley as he settled in his birds and found out how to set up his new Pulsar thermal scope. Early September and Paul is doing his rounds. Mr. Childerley is best known for his deer stalking, but being the son of a gamekeeper, running a partridge and pheasant shoot is almost inevitable.
Yeah, flat out now. All the birds in. Just got these birds in. Here this week is for the buttermilk shoot, and we have these slightly later. So yeah, we're full up, and it is literally all hands on deck and keep it rolling. Try and keep them alive.
Paul's job now is to keep his birds fed, watered and safe. And at this point we should probably mention the B word, buzzard, which he can't do anything about. And the F word, foxes, which he can. And that's the reason we find ourselves in R&K Stockcraft in Stony Stratford near Milton Keynes. This is where Paul comes for his shooting kit and gunsmithing, and because he's a busy man with his public appearances, opening local supermarkets and such like, he's asked the professionals to set up his new Pulsar thermal kit for him.
Oh, yes.
You like that?
Yeah. Thanks for doing this, Johnny.
That's all right, no problem.
Now, if you could just talk me through what they are and what they can do, and do it in layman's terms for me, because I'm,
Okay.
and I just need to know the basics.
I will run you through the basics. So you look through that end.
Yeah.
So that's an XP50.
Yep.
Pulsar XP50 Trail, that's the newest version. That's the sister scope to it there, which is an XP38.
Yeah.
Got that sitting on the 204 and that's sitting on the 22.
Both thermal, yeah?
Both thermal, so you're going to be picking up heat sources with these scopes.
Yep.
So yeah, it's pretty impressive stuff, this.
Yeah.
They're zeroed in.
Yep.
So this is point of aim at 100 yards, this is point of aim at 50 yards.
Yep.
What I ended up doing was putting, I've got the board, in fact it's here, look.
Oh yeah.
There you go. So putting washers on a board, I cut a bit of shroud up there, screwed a washer onto a board there, and then I've got a mini blowtorch, and took that down and just blasted these, and then went back to the shooting position.
Ran back or?
Ran back, quick as I could, mate. Had a look through it. I also took another dioptic down with me as well, because you can't see your bullet strikes. Right, so it's very important, you've got to take a spotting scope with you as well, otherwise you'll be running forward and back and forward and back and forward and back.
Yeah.
I think,
grouping well.
It's grouping well,
really well.
It's looking good.
Can you come out with us tonight, please? I'm slightly worried.
Yes,
I am.
Yeah,
I'm going to come out. I'm coming out to oversee it all.
An on-site mechanic.
That's it. Yeah, you got it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I want
You with us.
I want to be there as well, so that if something gets missed, you can't blame me for zeroing in. Where's that target actually? Show the target. There you go, David. So there's 3 bullets in there at 100 yards. Okay. So if anything gets missed, all right. It's not my fault. In the middle.
Oh, yeah.
Has it jumped across now?
Yep.
Has it given you a big list of reticles?
Yes. Do you get many people come in to ask you to do this, or is it a thing you recommend for people to come and?
Yeah, and it's increasing.
Right, so if you look
It's a service we
there,
offer, and I
so
guess there's other
you've
shops
got
around the
that
country doing the
brightness
same
now,
thing.
and we can come up and down with
But yeah,
brightness.
certainly is something we do.
Yeah, I mean, the way to learn it is actually doing it yourself, but
It is.
you can use a lot of rounds to get, with a
Yeah.
scope not put on properly.
If there's any gremlins in between your mounts, your rifle, and your mount setup, they should have been looked at already. So you know everything's good to go, and it's just about you driving it then.
Yeah, and that's the thing for me. This is not a play toy. This is a tool. For job.
Absolutely, yeah,
So
yeah.
I can't have any mistakes on it really. That's why. Tonight it's going to be put to its paces, and it's not a test. It's actually going to be doing a job. Hopefully, we'll strike.
Should be all right.
Strike 100%.
I'll put it on the right way round, so I think we're all right.
This technology is still expensive, but if you need to protect your feathery investments, it starts to make economic sense. The one issue that has always put off Paul is being able to distinguish between a fox and a Chinese water deer, and he has a lot of Chinese water deer. If there are any issues with that tonight, the thermal won't be an option for him. Wrapped up and ready, it'll be the first time he'll have used a thermal for this job, which earned him his Go Faster stripes when he was a younger man.
Actually, it's the first time ever shooting rabbits with a thermal. Never done it before. When I was younger, I used to shoot thousands of rabbits with a 2.2. That's how I paid for my first sports car. Was headshot 2.2 rabbits, believe it or not. I shoot about 150, 200 a week.
What was your sports car?
It was a Renault 19 at 16 valve, all singing, all dancing.
Money well spent then?
No, broke down, cost me a lot of money.
Quality wheels, Mr. Childerley, quality wheels. On a more robust sort of vehicle, Paul has added a new frame to help with the gamekeeper's nocturnal activities.
Yeah, we custom built it basically, a bit of health and safety and also a bit of steady rest, so combination of the two, nice and easy. Get in. So, they're not going to fall at the sides, and also you can get in, nice rest. Yeah, works a treat. Literally just done it, it's the first outing, so hopefully it'll be lucky.
As soon as we are set to go, the rain starts and Paul doesn't get wet.
Can you see? It's raining. Don't do rain.
The rain seems to have put off the rabbits, but not the foxes, so we cross to the 204. Johnny spots and Paul reacts when the opportunity arises.
I press record, don't you worry.
It's a vixen, and Paul's happy. The only thing that's frustrating him a little is the speed of covering the ground.
This is above the pen we were at earlier. And knocked her here. The old vixen, which is will be causing us a bit of havoc, but not anymore, luckily. So yeah, I'm actually really pleased. It's a bit like freaky, you can't see the tail, so obviously you're just looking at it's like 4 legs and a body. But yeah, you pick them up straight away. If you haven't got to cover thousands of acres, it's actually a really good method. But I think for me, because we're covering a lot of ground, it'd be quite good to use the lamp with the red filter on, and then turn it off as soon as you spot them, and then obviously shoot them with the thermal.
Our next fox is another welcome one. This dog fox had escaped the keeper a few days before.
That's a crafty old fox. Do you see it, Johnny? Yeah. He was sat there looking at us, wasn't he? And there's 3 or 4 Chinese water deer out there, and picked at them straight away. And he sat there and he squatted down, looking straight at us. And there was probably about 5 or 6 partridges around him. And then he had enough, and he was just heading back down to the roadway to get back to the wood. But I took so long because I had to press record. Otherwise, it would have been shot probably a good 30 seconds before. So, yeah, very good. Pleased with that one. I'm really pleased with that one. Are you pleased, Nick, with that? No, yeah, good one to get, that is. You know, a lot of people said you can't identify, you know, with Chinese water deer and muntjac and foxes and bits and pieces. But I thought it was quite easy to identify it tonight. But admittedly, over 200 you would struggle, 200-300. Which means you have to do a bit more manoeuvring or squeaking and get them in. So, no, good night. Another late one.
So, a successful field test of the Pulsar kit, and Paul has a new method of fox control that keeps his pheasants and his deer safe. For more about Pulsar's kit, go to thomasjacks.co.uk. Thank you, Paul, and thank you, Johnny, for keeping the good ship Childerley on course. Now, from the fields of Bedfordshire to the wider world of hunting and shooting on YouTube, it is Hunting YouTube. This is Hunting YouTube, which aims to show the best hunting and shooting videos that YouTube has to offer. Thanks to David Roper from Australia for sending in his new bow hunting video. He is stalking a young boar in northern Queensland. Our buddy Larissa, her surname isn't actually Unleashed, has a new film out. She takes a 42-inch sable with a 300 Win Mag Montana rifle, and thanks to her hanging out with our Jenna Gearing, a Spartan Javelin bipod. Jenna's dad invented the bipod. Well, that bipod anyway. Robin Foxer sends in his new foxing video, which is all about what he carries and the purpose it serves. The south of the United States has had a lot of weather recently, so here's an appropriate video from Texas. Antler Addicts is deer hunting in the rain out after whitetail during the rut. In warmer weather, the State Wildlife Organization in Arkansas offers this promotional film about dove shooting there. Dove hunting represents the unofficial kickoff to Arkansas's fall or autumn hunting seasons. Back in Europe, Argos, so good he named his channel twice, has some spectacular driven days filmed from a headcam and featuring boar, deer and fox. Some good dog work by the Hunting Fever channel in Germany tracks down a roebuck the continental way. And finally, in Australia, Bolt Action Productions makes a stylish film with lots of shots from his drone of rabbit shooting while listening on the radio, he claims, to the Richmond Tigers thrash the Adelaide Crows in the Australian Football League Grand Final. That's it for this week. I have put all these films into a playlist for you. Click on the I symbol top right or check this film's description. If you have a YouTube film you would like us to pop into the weekly top 8, email me the link, charlie@fieldsportschannel.tv. Well, that's it for this week. If you have not done so already, please pop over to our website, fieldsportschannel.tv, where you can click to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, subscribe to us on YouTube, and best of all, pop your email address into our register page and we'll send you news about this show every week. This show is Field Sports Britain at 7 p.m. every Wednesday, and this has been Field Sports Britain. Good hunting, good shooting, good fishing, and goodbye.